Hello, everybody. Welcome to another XER, the Xpound Entertainment Radio, where we look at the previous weekend entertainment stuff, gaming, film, and TV. Joining me as per usual is Anastasia Laserbeam
Hello.
and Chris A.K. the Mole.
Hello.
And I'm your host for this one, Richter Hammer. So, as we normally do, we would go up to 2 bits of news, round robin style, then catch up, non-round robin style, and then our topic of discussion, which is Activision's new studio with they're going to make some like Call of Duty movies and other TV shows. So we'll discuss what we think they would do or what they have already announced and how we think that'll go and maybe what we think they should do and how we see that going. So without further ado, with your first bit of news, take it away, Mole.
I'll kick off with the big one first. Well, the one we wanted to discuss, and that is details for the new upcoming Diablo 3 patch have been outlined by Blizzard and include a whole new area called Grey Hollow Island. In addition to the new area, the Eternal Woods and Royal Quarters have been expanded to give additional variety to bounties. Also coming with the patch are revamped set items, an entirely new set of challenges in the form of set dungeons, a new feature called Empowerment Rifts, 40 new legendary powers, and more. A revisited buff UI and more space to store loot will also be part of the 2.40 patch.
Yes.
It's also worth noting, players on the PC will be getting season journey revisions, including the omission of new seasonal legendaries starting with Season 5. Instead, all legendary items headed to patch 2.40 will be made immediately available to all players on PC regardless of their season participation. A new season rebirth will allow players to take a non-seasonal hero, reduce them to level 1 and strip all their gear. Any gear removed from a hero in this way will automatically be mailed to you in the non-season, Blizzard have said. So, yay.
Yay, I'm excited about more stash space. Can't get enough of that.
I was excited for the new dungeons and areas. I was like, oh, yay. I mentioned that to Chris, but I'm like, we're going to have to start playing that again near the end of the year.
Yeah, the dungeons sound cool. They're like for the set. When you have a whole set of armor, you go into a dungeon that's supposed to take advantage of what that armor does, so you kind of learn how to use that armor set, which is oddly specific and also like kind of cool. But some things it's like, oh, it'll like I'm kind of worried because if I remember correctly, one of the sets allowed me to like when you died, you'd instantly resurrect or whatever. I'm like, oh, so I can just see that dungeon would kill you once every minute. You're like, look, this effect works, and you're like, I know the effect works. Stop killing me.
Maybe it'll be
I'm
an
a hardcore
kill.
character. Yeah, maybe.
Like during a cutscene, like a character going.
I'd laugh if they like kill you once and then they're like, see, now it can only work every 60 seconds, and then they kill you again. And they're just like, see, it didn't work that time. But you have like a hardcore character, and they're like, oh, whoops.
Comes up with them going, oh yeah, ooh, that's gonna hurt. Sorry.
Yes.
Ooh, your hardcore character's now dead. Ooh, it's a rubbing that nipple.
Yes. All right, so Pew, your first bit of news?
My first bit of news is Nintendo added the badges on the 3DS, and they have a little cartoon like thing for how to explain why you have to pay for them, which I thought was super adorable and hilarious. So it's not a list, but I would just want to tell you the little interaction with the cartoon rabbit, and that tells you about microtransactions. He's like, your first try is free. You click, why? He's like, we're just like a regular arcade. You gotta pay to play. And you click, can it be free? And he's like, we'd go out of business. He's like, these badges don't make themselves. We gotta be real about this. And then it takes a picture of the real world, and the pink bunny is now like a realistic pink bunny. He's like, our money keeps the place running. I don't want to be stubborn, But we need to support this little venture, and it's not even just keeping the lights on. We make new products, stuff like badges. You might want to consider buying these. But you can visit me anytime. You don't have to pay for that. And we give away free plays from time to time. It was like so adorable. And it's like he's just like, I can't believe you want it for free. It's
That
like
sounds
so adorable.
that sounds super condescending.
It is super condescending, especially the whole Animal Crossing emoticons and stuff.
Yeah, but
Like just to face it.
I just mean, like, for example, with us talking about the Activision stuff coming up, like, imagine if Destiny had done that, Rick, for its microtransactions and made a video like that. How much outcry would there be?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I just thought it was so funny using like the bunny when they go to real world turns into like an actual like fluffy bunny, but they just made it pink to match the same one.
Nice. Well, I would say the difference there would probably also be that they're giving you full games, but not like how we've been annoyed with the Destiny stuff. But it's a case of that just sounds super condescending. Of like, oh, can't it be free? Oh no! And it's like, really? You had to tell us this?
Also, just in case you're wondering what the badges were actually for, they're for like stickers you can stick on your backgrounds because your backgrounds are now customizable on your 3DS. Just in case.
So basically, they're like PlayStation themes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You gotta pay real money or the bunny will be sad.
Fuck the bunny.
That's what WWE said.
He's back.
That's a rumor. I haven't seen him.
Yeah. I haven't seen him yet, but according to Jimmy, he's back. I was like, oh, okay.
This also extends to all the what do you call it? Miiverse, not Miiverse. The Mii games on there, the 3DS Mii games, except that's a white bunny who yells at you about microtransactions. The pink one's just for badges.
Okay.
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. They had to add that. Like, if you have money, you're probably an adult paid for it, so. And I'm pretty sure they know how that works.
Some.
No.
Yeah, some apparently have no idea.
I mean, you can make money on your lemonade stand, but I'm pretty sure you don't have a bank account which it can electronically be, taken.
No, those kids on like My Super Sweet 16 totally did when they were that age. They totally had a bank account and stuff.
Oh, but that's because they should have been killed.
That's true.
To be fair, I had a bank account when I was like 14.
Yeah, but you're not going to be like, oh, I need like the crazy like Sweet 16 stuff. Like I need like
Not
parents'
saying I
bank
had.
account.
I go by
Also, it
moles,
has
so
money
I
in
need moles to spell out my name on the front yard.
Yeah, I wasn't saying I had money in it, but we got a bank account because like over here there was like a kid's bank account, and when you turned like 14 or 15, it turned into an actual one, and it teaches you all about putting the money in there and how it works and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. When they say they have their own bank account, what they mean is it's tied to their parents' bank account, and it's just a different account that can be transferred to it that the kids can access. But yeah, it's stupid.
I want to be super
Alright.
mean, but I'm not going to.
All right. So my first bit of news, saw this a couple days ago, but this is awesome. Figma showed a couple of, they're a Japanese action figure company. They showed off prototypes of two of their upcoming ones that are very true to life Virtua Fighter toys. And when I say true to life, I mean true to, how they looked on
God.
the Dreamcast. So they're like super polygoned, and they look stupid, but they look amazing because they're just like Like I just see the prototypes. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that is how they look like. And they have like Akira with his like really crappy open mouth and stuff. And like they look horrible, but it's awesome because they're just so blocky. I'm like, that's amazing. But yeah, they show Sarah and Akira. I don't know if they're making more, just those two or not. But
yeah, I will say yeah, that game played okay, but yeah, the look.
yeah,
Even at the time, I did not like how it looked.
yeah. Even at the time, you're like, oh, it's 3D, but and like as we got like more and more advanced 3D, you still look at it and you're like,
Yep. Then years later, we get like now where it's like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and you're like, that's what you should have looked like.
yeah. But yeah, all right. So with your second bit of news, take it away, Mole.
Okay. A great number of Robin Williams' quips never made it to the final cut of Aladdin, and due to a stipulation in the late actor's will, this unused material cannot be used for at least 25 years, meaning that Disney has had to scrap all plans for its fourth Aladdin film. When he was on form, the hyperactive Motormouth we love from Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, and Mrs. Doubtfire. No one loved him in Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams.
I did at the time.
Robin was making 30 jokes a minute, a former Disney executive told the Sunday Times. Now, because he insisted on a final say on such material, those jokes will remain in the vaults. Sure, that's not how he said it, but that's how I'm imagining it. It's just in text. I get to make it sound how I want. Williams' will Robin Williams' will forbids fresh exploitation of his name, taped performances, and voice recordings for 25 years. Disney had originally hoped to make another Aladdin film with these unused materials from the original 1991 recording sessions for the film. And of course, as we all know, he sadly killed himself at the age of 63 when he killed himself last year.
You know why he did it? Because it's like, you can't use these clips now, Disney, haha!
His freewheeling and breathless performance as Genie in Aladdin is considered one of his defining roles, and one that Blizzard Entertainment paid tribute to in the World of Warcraft's nod to the actor. Be sure to check out IGN's own tribute to the comedy legend, and then they hawk their shit. So yeah, looks like we're not getting Aladdin 4.
His selfishness just continues. What a dead dick. All right.
Yeah. Speaking of dead dicks, let's hear Pew speak.
High five.
No, I was gonna say when I was speaking to Jim about this, he was like, "That's good news." And I was like, "No, not really," because I'll be honest. If it was Robin Williams at the time of Aladdin, on fire, like he was meant to be, and was meant to be that good, and have so much material that they could make a fourth film out of it, and get the other actors back and stuff to do this, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. It'd be like a time capsule.
Yeah. But he's like, I know what'll hold this up. Let me kill myself.
Yeah, I know, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, Aladdin 4, you in it? Oh my god, I'll do the one thing that'll make you never be able to use it while people still care.
I'll use the N-word in a sex tape that leaks.
That would have been a better way to go.
Yep, he's somewhere between that erased wrestler and the other erased wrestler that took people with him. So it sits in the middle ground. The measuring stick of despicable acts is on a scale of Hulk Hogan at the bottom to Chris Benoit at the top. I'm not saying Hulk Hogan's was right, but let's face it, if it was like, oh, I gave a cookie to a homeless person, you're not going to fall on a despicable chart. Unless you say I laced it with arsenic. And then I peed on him. Then you'll probably be like 2 notches above Hogan.
Yeah.
But but still lower than OJ. Unless you write a book about it.
Why not both? No.
Yeah, but I think that's a shame, especially if my thought with this is I understand his will stops people exploiting his death, and that is a valid thing to have in a will. However, if it was in production before he died, shouldn't it still be allowed? Because I'd argue that was in production before he died.
Before he killed himself, yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, he's killed himself.
Oh.
I don't think we said this enough.
No, I don't think we did.
Jim, this is our best one.
Oh. All right, so Pew, your second bit of news?
Alright.
Yeah,
So,
top that.
that was unnecessary.
Top that like he topped himself.
Nice. So basically, a bunch of Xbox 360 games will be coming to the Xbox One for backwards compatibility, and there's 104 games. So I'm not gonna read obviously the 104, but I will read some good ones. So Halo, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Secret Truth, Bioshock 1 and 2, Infinite, Call of Duty, all the Halos. That's pretty awesome.
Phantom Breaker Battleground? Hell yeah.
Time out, it's not all the Halos.
Oh, I thought it was all the Halos.
They've said stuff like Halo Reach, they're working on it and expect it in the future, but on their list it wasn't there.
Oh,
so I was like, that's the
coming,
one
but
that's
not
missing
yet.
from the Master Chief Collection. It's the one we want. Yeah, that list was weird when I showed Pew. Did you see all the list, Rick?
Yeah.
They have games like, say, like, I don't know, like Mass Effect. They have one, fair enough, but they don't have 2 or 3. And I'm like, wait, what? In another game, they have 2, but they don't have 1 or 3. And I'm like, what? And then other ones, they have the full franchise. Like, do them all at once if it's one big story with all these games, or what?
I like at the very end of the list, it says, yes, we're waiting for Skyrim to be added too.
Well, are there digital versions of Mass Effect 2 and 3 on Xbox? I wasn't sure if there were.
I assumed there would be. I know there was on the PlayStation, so I assumed it'd be on the Xbox store too.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna get some cool shit for the Xbox 360 on the Xbox One.
It sounds pretty cool. I will admit I wasn't overly impressed by the list, but that's a good thing. In my book, that's a good thing. Because if they'd put all the big names there on this first out, like right out the bat, I'm not gonna give a shit about all the other ones they do. So it's good that there's one it's like, okay, there's a couple that are like, okay, that could be cool. So I'm waiting for the future to see because they'll add and add and add. So it'll be like, ooh, which ones have you added now? Not, I don't care. You got all the ones I wanted. At least I'm looking at that as a positive. But I don't know about you guys.
No, it's totally positive.
I didn't expect them to have Phantom Breaker, so I was like, oh, that's cool. They have I thought it was just gonna be like some of the bigger names, so I was glad to see smaller ones.
I could see that as well. I was waiting for one game, but I don't think it's ever gonna make it.
Not if it's Kinect only.
I want Ghostbusters.
And
I'm like, part of that's owned by Sony, so they could easily turn and say, nope, not gonna happen.
Although on the speaking of owned by Sony, the on the marketplace where it's like, look at these top movies you can get. They had Pixels there, and I was like, one, that's not a top movie. Don't even pretend. And two, it's like, wow, so they did put it up there, even though that's like a Sony movie.
Makes sense. You can buy the Halo movies on the PlayStation Store at one point.
What?
Yeah. like I was like, what? When Amazon Prime over here added that Dead Rising film, it's like, cool. I can watch it on my PlayStation app and go. I shouldn't, but I'll be sat there going, I'm not supposed to do this. Like the time I messaged you on the Xbox on my Wii U about going on the PS4, I'm like, that's just all of them at once. That's just too hilarious. I don't know why. I just love little ironies like that. Like, yeah, whenever I saw like Spider-Man games on the, like based on the movie on my Xbox, I was like, hey, Sony's making money off that. It's the same thing when I saw someone the other day buying Minecraft for the PS4. I was like, hey, Xbox is making money off that.
Yep. Xbox will make money off of that.
Yeah. It's even funnier when I saw the person in the store, no joke, say, and I'm not agreeing with him before anyone says that, but he was talking about how the Xbox One was shit. How he would never give Microsoft money to save his life because they can't even make a console that can do 1080p. Bear in mind most of it. Let's see why I'm not agreeing with him. And then he picks up Minecraft, and I'm just like, part of me just wanted to step over to him and do the condescending Wonka pose. So you're not going to give Microsoft money? No? Tell me again how you're buying Minecraft.
Well, the other day I saw a dude and he mentioned something. He's like, "Oh yeah," it's like, I was gonna buy an Xbox One until they had their stupid launch policies, and I was like, really wanted to comment and be like, "Oh, like the Kinect, like the only have it or always having a Kinect because the rest of them they got rid of before launch, so they're not launch policies." And then just condescending Wonka pose.
Yeah, exactly. I keep seeing that with people with all the consoles, and it's like, why are you like this? Like I've seen, like the amount of times I've heard people say, "Oh, boo, the Wii U's kind of crap." I reckon Nintendo should go third party and put their games on the PlayStation and Xbox. I'm like, why would you? What? So you're saying there's no good games on their systems, that everything they do is shit, but yet you want to buy their games on your system? How does this work?
It doesn't. Your logic hurts my brain.
Don't worry, Pew. When we get to Oz, I'm sure the wizard will have something for you.
If I made it out of 10, doesn't that consider me an ageless immortal? So I'm probably much good.
Poor Scarepew.
Scarepew.
I'd rather be the Tin Man. Be an ageless immortal.
No, you can't. The Tin Man's heartless. And I don't know anyone here on Skype that's heartless.
You so crazy.
Do you, Pew, you cunt? I kid. Rick's our lion. Just because the lion stood so I just want to cuddle him. Not when I found out in one of the later films they might do a new Wizard of Oz and like we're gonna make a CGI lion. I'm like, but the dude dressed as a lion is so cuddly. I want to cuddle that lion. They're like, no, it's probably gonna look like a realistic lion. I'm like, who wants to see that? Who wants to see like a realistic scarecrow and a realistic? No, I want to see a man dressed as a lion. It's one thing. It's the one time this is acceptable. That and join an Andrew Lloyd Webber show. Memories.
Also, it's all a dream. It makes sense that it'd be a guy dressed as a lion.
As she sits there going, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yes, she's a furry. I didn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is a really weird topic right now.
I know, right? All right, so
Robin Williams killed himself.
Is that what happened? All right, so my second bit of news, saw this. I think it was also from BlizzCon, but I just thought this was pretty cool. The next hero for Heroes of the Storm is one of the two-headed ogres. I don't know if anyone here has played Warcraft 2 or whatever. It might be in 3 probably too with the two-headed guy. And but his name is Cho'Gall, but the way they have it is 2 players control each part of him. So it actually replicates two different heads slash personalities controlling one body. So like,
There was a sequel to World of Warcraft.
or
That's what
sorry,
I was.
Warcraft 2. Whatever. Warcraft 2 is the same thing. Their
Oh,
continuity or whatever.
oh
But
no, you didn't say World of Warcraft. You just said
oh.
Warcraft 2. I was making the other joke of how a load of people like me a while back didn't know that there'd been Warcraft
Oh.
games and I just played World of Warcraft, and when someone's like Warcraft 2, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'd fucking buy that. I like the first one. And they're like, really?
But yeah, I don't know, it just sounded kind of cool. So it's like a MOBA character that's controlled by two people at once. One will move them, and then you each select different attacks. And it does count as two picks, so I hope his like stats are according. But
Nice.
depending on how you like, you can actually combo your moves together to do, to make it more devastating, which is kind of cool. But part of me is like, I kind of worry about lag with that. Even if you're coordinated, like the lag might hurt. But yeah, I was like, that's kind of cool because I could see it sometimes going well, and then sometimes people like arguing with each other, which is kind of how they portrayed the two-headed ogre in the games. Like, because I don't know but like a lot of times if you clicked on them, they would say stuff, and if you kept clicking on them, they would eventually start saying like more and more annoyed things. And theirs, they would tend to argue with each other. So I think it's kind of funny that they like replicated that by having two people control one character. And I'm like, I don't know, this like it sounds like I imagine this will go completely wrong, but the idea behind it's really cool, and I like that they will try that.
That actually does sound really cool.
Oh, and only one person needs to own them. And I don't know much about Heroes of the Storm, but they had something that, if I understand it correctly, if you play with someone and you play that character a couple times, it'll unlock it for you. So like someone has to own it, but then if you play with that person a few times, you'll unlock the character, and so like you can virally spread the character, which is kind of neat.
That does sound pretty cool. Also, while we were on the topic,
Mhm.
did you know apparently they're meant to be doing more Warcraft games?
Interesting.
I think that was at that whatever it was called, BlizzCon or
Mhm.
whatever it's called, where he mentioned about the Warcraft film, and he said the film has opened up the possibilities that Blizzard is now talking about going back and doing like a sequel to the standalone Warcrafts that aren't World of.
Nice.
I thought that was kind of neat for the people that like them.
Yeah. Well, I could see that because it was fundamentally very similar to StarCraft, so I could see that now that they've finished StarCraft 2, I think, because weren't there like three? Didn't the third expansion just come out, or second expansion, I guess, where you could play as the race I wanted to play as the whole time? But so they're probably like, well, we don't want to make a StarCraft 3. I know, we'll make Warcraft 4.
I could see that. I could also see it being, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but Blizzard tends to jump onto, and I don't mean, I'm trying not to word this in a bad way, but they tend to jump on, or at least realize where there's a market or a bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before World of Warcraft, you had stuff like, I believe it came before, you had stuff like EverQuest and stuff, which was gaining momentum for the MMOs. So they realized there was a big opening there. World of Warcraft, boom, massive one. It was a huge success, and that's awesome. I'm thinking with the success of like Witcher 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition, we're like, oh, people really like these big open RPG things with all elements of online World of War, like MMOs, but not actually. But they might look at that to say, okay, where's the market there? Let's do our Warcraft.
I can see that.
And especially to cash in with the film coming out.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But I'm not sure if that was the wrong way of looking at it, or because for all I know, for I might be wrong, and EverQuest could come out after World of Warcraft.
Like originally or upcoming?
Originally.
Yeah, EverQuest came out first.
Oh, okay. I thought I got that right. I was like, I seem to remember playing it on PS2 and stuff, and having that big adapter for the back of the PS2, and then years later find out about World of Warcraft and getting into that. So I was like, okay, I thought it came first, but I could have been horribly mistaken. My bad.
That's fine. All right, so
So you go.
I was just gonna move on to catch up, but if you had,
No, I was just thinking, oh my god, Activision's Blizzard.
uh
Ah, there goes more for our topic.
huh. All right, so with first bit of catch up, take it away, Pew.
Pew pew.
All right. Well, I've been playing most recently Fallout 4, but actually no, most recently Payday. No.
Maybe too.
Payday 2, and that's been super fun. I got 2 sentries now, so that's pretty sweet. I can't wait till I get the one where it ups the damage like 300%. Then they'll just be like unstoppable death machines. Yeah. So that's gonna be
Until
awesome.
one of the hazmat.
Yeah. Ah, shitty. I think well, a great idea of thinking of placing them where the power switches are. So when the people turn off the power switches, yeah, then they can't.
That wasn't Mole's idea.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. That was Crispy's idea. What Mole's idea was to constantly mock you for bringing the sentries and not the medipack. Like in the previous level when you brought the medipack, not the sentries, and I mocked you for that.
Okay, fine.
It was
Crispy,
Crispy's idea that helped. Mine was just mocking you because it's funny.
Okay, you're an idiot. Crispy's awesome. Okay.
He is.
Yeah.
He's the best one, especially when he's wearing a bald cap.
Yeah, so that's been super fun. I got a crying baby mask, which is really disturbing.
Fitting.
Then I was playing Fallout 4, which is super fun. Seriously confusing though. Just because it changes a whole lot of stuff and the whole like perks and skills change, especially all the like the Sims crafting and like making buildings and resources and stuff like that.
I was gonna say before you went on about the story, did you need us to type to you when she's finished, Rick?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you minded story spoilers. That was all.
No,
I thought your wife played just now starting up. I was like, oh god, Rick might haven't played it yet. My bad.
These aren't really
well, no,
story.
I was waiting for her to play it first. So.
Those aren't really story ones. They're game mechanics.
Fair enough.
Like I'm not gonna tell you like what the plot is or who the villain is or whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying if you were, I was just giving an opening in case. That would just be nice.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it was just super fucking crazy confusing because I didn't know how to like build shit, and apparently like I talked to this dude, and I don't know if it was a glitch or something because he was like, "Hey, build stuff," and I'm like, "Okay," and so I started to like build all these things, but I had to talk to him again because they didn't tell me how to explain any of this, or that like you have to like clean up the area around you, and that's the building materials you use, and like how to connect the wires and connect the buildings to electricity, or like this whole big fucking complicated thing, or like layers of the floors and. It's just this whole super, like, in-depth thing. And I just started doing it, right? And then later I talked to this guy and was like, hey, did you start doing this thing yet? And then I finally get the quest to do what I've been doing for, like, 2 hours. And I was like, what? And, yeah, so pretty much it's like, oh, you did it already. I did that one already, too. And I did this one already, too. And if they don't give you like a tutorial, I feel like they should give you like a serious tutorial, like, okay, this is the menu, and to tell you how to freaking assign people to defense posts, I had to look that shit up. These people apparently are clickable, and you assign them to a job or like their defense post or a to what do you want to call it, grow food or whatever. So that was super annoying, crazy. And then, because the people that I selected, couldn't be or these people can't be like used as a supply line or whatever. And then I have to fucking find these assholes, and I'm like, and they're wandering around town. There's only 5 of them, and it's a whole town. So like, there's like so many places they could be sleeping. And if they're a resource, if the people themselves are a resource, I should be able to go down a scroll bar and like check them off. I think
oh god, you're such a noob, Pew. Obviously, this is how the game's been since Fallout 1. Games don't dramatically change for sequels. Don't you get out of here with your silly notions.
I just drove me so fucking crazy to figure out how to like get the people to their sign jobs. And if they're resources, you shouldn't have to go find them. Like if I want to build something, I can just go in the menu and click it. I don't have to like find where that thing is or where we're storing the metal, in my bag of holding or whatever. So like I don't know, that was whole silly. But then, like, it was super fun, like, in some parts, because this one lady was, like, the drug lady who was like, hey, I have, like, visions if you get me really high, and she's like, make me a fitted chair. So I made her a fitted chair, and I figured the house, that they put the chair in, that'll be her house, so I filled it with kittens. And, not actual kittens, like, photos of kittens, and I decorated the house full of cats. Because she's an old lady, I thought she would like that. But it's just so funny, like, I have more visions, give me more drugs, I'll tell you oddly, not really specific visions. Like, it was just, oh my
So
god.
you're saying she's high on drugs and getting visions and stuff. So your solution is to decorate her house with loads of faces that will freak her out if she has a bad trip.
Hey, if she's a bad trip, she deserves it. Her advice is bullshit. And I didn't get her drugs to give me that bullshit vision. It's like, no, like, she's like, go to the city, because there's only, this is, might be, fuck, it sounds like it's a spoiler story. It's just that there is, one town place in there, and, like, that actually has, people you can buy and sell shit, and, like, a medical person to heal you, but there was none of that crap, like, because you have to make your own settlements. So for the first, like, very lot of hours, I had, like, was half irradiated because I couldn't find anybody to heal me, and I didn't get any, like, rad away, not rad X, because that's the resistant one. So I have, like, hardly any health, because, like, I'm freaking super crazy irradiated, because there's no one to heal me, because there's no towns or any people you can buy or sell stuff with, and you can't sell stuff, and I like to, like, get everything and sell it, so now I have, like, no storage space, because I couldn't find anyone to sell it to. So basically, there's, like, one actual official town on the map, and I'm like, so I go, and it's like Vivid City far away. So I'm like, you know what? Everybody just fuck off. I'm going to the city because I need a city. And people are like, hey, there's this quest of like Riley's Raiders or something. You get it over the radio. And I'm like, nope, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, no, I'm just like, oh, my dying children, don't care. I need a city now. I have like no health and I can't do any more missions because I'm too radiated.
Once you become too radiated, is there a button to press that makes you turn into Hulk?
No, I thought I would turn into a ghoul. I seriously thought I was gonna like fuck up or turn into a ghoul or something, but I didn't. But like eventually you can get like certain perks that allow you to buy which is weird. There shouldn't be like story related perks. That's odd. But anyway, you can get a
There were
perks.
last time.
No, I mean like specific. Was there like specific story perks that like prohibit if you didn't get that like level up perk, it wouldn't let you do part of the story that was pretty part of the main story?
There was extra stuff. I'm trying to remember, like I forget what it was called. There was the picture was Indiana Jones. There was a perk that would show extra stuff though. I think it was New Vegas though.
Well, anyway, like I found out there's a perk that actually turns your like little settlements into actual towns that have stores, which will make them actually worthwhile. But you have to get not just the perk. You have to get level two levels of that perk. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'll come back after I leveled up twice. Or like because I didn't know that, and it just that's weird because it's like part of your like mission. Like it's I don't know. It's like okay, you would have thought that was like a given, but yeah, I had to figure out for the longest time. I couldn't figure out how to fuck to use VATS. Oh my god, drove me nuts.
You walk over to them and you press X.
No, you have to press the left trigger after you unlock it via your agility.
That's what I said.
Which, unlock that? What? Shut the fuck up. You should come with that. Shut the fuck up. Right. Okay, we're just one stupid skill point. Yeah, and that's another thing with the whole skill points. There's no skills. It's just special and perks. And depending on how many high you have in that area of special, that's what perks are available to you. And the perks are the skills, which is kind of weird. But, I don't know. It seems alright. It's pretty cool. Oh my god, I've spent fucking too long building a stupid fence around these, cabbages and shit. It was stupid. It took like an hour to make like, because I didn't want like the shitty like broken fences. I wanted like the nice fence posts, the ones that weren't like all bent out of shape. So I had to go to other like neighborhoods and grab their fence. And it's so fucking stupid. I just made a pretty little fence around my stuff so people don't steal it. It's been fucking an hour building a fucking fence. What are you doing? I'm like building a fence in Fallout 4. Don't bother me. It's just like concentrating. It's really fucking stupid. Yeah, it's fun. You could wait. I saw on this video where this guy was making this fucking crazy ass log cabin or some shit. You can go like nuts and make a goddamn like mansion, and like you could easily spend like 300 hours just customizing your like houses and shit. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but that's cool. I don't think I'm gonna. And there's a whole bunch of settlements.
You can't prove that. It's not been out for 300 hours.
I'm just saying, like, there's so many options, and that's just one settlement. This is one settlement out of like 20 or something, or probably 50. And I'm like, you want me to do this again? Like, I did it once. I'm good. Like, do I need other ones? Like, I don't want to build a house. I just kind of like. I don't know, maybe make the house a color or something.
Like a white house.
I was going to say green, because I like the color green, but okay.
So, glass.
Green as in the color. But yeah, I didn't expect all this, like, stuff from here. So, it's cool, though. I just want to hear like some super bros who play it now. Can you fuck off and make it fucking friends and try to make my place all nice so my people are happy? You know, they're not unhappy because this fence is a broken shitty one. I didn't use the high quality stuff. You know, and I had to have high quality paint on there. Ugh, you know? Look at that lacquer on there, you know, shine it up and like, oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's fun. So that's what I've been doing. Customizing way too much stuff. Oh, I've not tried the companion app, but I imagine it would be annoying. So I did not even bother downloading it.
I did because I was going to use it with the Pip-Boy, but my phone totally doesn't fit.
Oh, you got the Pip-Boy edition? Awesome.
Yep. Well,
that's cool.
Technically, I got it. It's not mine, but yeah.
Your wife got it?
Yeah.
That's cool. So you haven't played it yet, though?
No. No, I was waiting for her to play it first.
The phrase... Oh, no, never mind. That's possibly a spoiler. I'm not going to say it. Okay. So, yeah. But you can customize your spouse for, like, 15 minutes.
I know I will do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go over here. God.
I spent way too much fucking hours getting the best fence. It was so stupid. Because my friend was like, "You're still playing Fallout 4?" And he's like, "Well, how many guys have you shot? Like, how many of you did this?" And I'm like, "I haven't done any of that shit, okay? I'm trying to make sure my crops are really good, and I make it a fence so that other animals don't get it, okay?" He's like, "What the fuck are you playing?" He's like, "No, I'm playing Fallout." He's like, "This is Fallout." The people aren't happy because, you know, their house is shitty. But it's a fucking apocalypse. What do you expect? Although areas that have nobody have a 50% approval rating already. So, like, I don't know how that works. I would have thought I had a 0 approval rating because nobody's there. But, yeah.
Alright. So, Mole, your catch up then?
Okay, the first one I'll do quickly is Indivisible Prototype. I believe this is a beta. Is it not, like?
It's an alpha. It's not even a beta. Because well, he's trying to. They made it so they could get some interest in the Indiegogo campaign.
I knew they were doing it to get interest in the funding and stuff. Mm-hmm. But on the PlayStation Store it said beta when I downloaded it. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, is it really a beta if that's what it's for? So yeah, an alpha would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say, it looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay's okay. I don't hate the gameplay. It plays pretty cool. I just really love how it looks. when I saw the picture at the front, it looks like all like an anime cartoon. I'm like, okay, dude, there's no way it's gonna look like this when I press options because there is no start anymore. RIP start button. But when I move and I start to walk, I'm like, oh my god, it looks like that for the whole
Yeah.
thing. Oh, that looks beautiful.
I know Q will hate what it looks like, but yeah, that game looks awesome.
Why would I hate what it looks like? What does it look like that I would hate?
Because it's the people that made Skullgirls, and you don't like that they make.
Oh, I
really
just don't
good
like because it's
looking
fucking
sprites.
weird. I feel like they're trying to rape my face with their tits that extend out.
Be fair, no
Nope.
one's trying to rape you.
Oh, I know
And-
it's not like I said. I feel like it's.
And there
It's like
was-
what?
And there was no extending tits in this game.
Well,
so
it's just
far,
like
at least.
kind of reminds me of like those animes where they have like random conversation or whatever, and then like all of a sudden it's like boom, tits in your face that had nothing to do with the conversation or the plot, and then it goes back to the plot.
Oh, so you mean like every anime?
Yeah, those are the
Yeah, but,
best
like-
kinds of conversations.
No, but I mean like really, like they were like clothed 1 second and now they're not, and then they're clothed again. Like just like
To be
whatever,
fair-
we're not gonna even acknowledge that.
To be fair, some of the best animes do that. Like, I know you like Bleach and you like Death Note. They've both done that.
I know, I know, like I understand, like it's usually they haven't done it in a way that's like they didn't address it, or the characters react like, oh, you're like this, and Ichigo was like, ew, like blush, and he was like, or at least that's reacting to it. I'm talking about not reacting to it, like we know you're watching, this is for you, and then go back. Like that's like almost like third wall, like or breaking third wall or fourth wall.
Fourth wall, there's already
Breaking
three.
all the walls.
Yeah. Oh no, you're
Yeah.
breaking the third wall, said no one ever.
I'm in fourth wall. Yeah.
Fourth.
Yeah.
The Scarab breaks the third wall.
No, but like I said, it looks beautiful. The combat's a little simplistic, but it works. I didn't get all the way into it. Like, I don't think I've completed it.
Can you? I wasn't sure. I got
don't
to
know
a
if you
point where
can.
like I couldn't jump where it needed me to, and I was like, I guess this is where it stops. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I found it weird that it told you a tutorial on everything, but then didn't tell you could wall jump. And I'm like, okay, I figured it out by just trying to jump up one of the places, and I dunk off the wall Mario style up the top. And I'm like, how is this not a tutorial? What, the ability to wall jump isn't in every game. You should tell us you can wall jump. But I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The combat took some getting used to. It's apparently based off Valkyrie Profile, which is one that I unfortunately did not get to play way back in the day. But the only problem I had was like, like each character was assigned a button. Okay, that made sense to me. But then like if you were attacked from the other direction, it would switch the people that were on the sides, like the circle and the square, which threw me off at first. And then it's like, oh, you can change that in the options, so it isn't like that. And I'm like, but that makes sense. It's just like either way, neither is going to be the best option, I think, in my opinion.
I can agree with that. Yeah, when it went from circle to square and square to circle.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a little weird, but it was like, that's weird, but I like it. And I was like, yeah, the main character, she looks cool.
Mhm.
I don't know any of the story,
No,
but I'm guessing they're keeping that for the full game.
if they get it made, yeah.
Yeah, if it gets made, I'm guessing they're keeping that for the full game. Hopefully, because I feel if it's like this, it needs a story.
I think it will because it's an RPG. I think they were just trying to make because they want to get people to play it, and if you see like, oh, this is kind of how it plays, and then the story would be, they don't need to experience that at this point, if that makes sense.
I could agree with that. Although I thought they would have included something because they're trying to get funded.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, if some people are like, oh my god, look at this beautiful cutscene intro, and it's like, oh my god, look at this story, they'd probably put down their money. Especially considering nowadays with gamers, we live in a society where frames per second matter what you buy your game on, or
Yeah.
whether or not a game is worth buying. Oh my god, it's like one less frame per second on insert console or PC, not worth buying, it's a piece of crap. It's like, what? Oh, it's still fun. But And the other game I played this week, WWE 2K16. What? That's crazy. I know, but I played it, and it's fucking awesome. In some parts. Career mode was good for like the first month, maybe 2 months of in-game time, obviously. Then it got boring fast, at least for me. I'm not sure if you've experienced much of the career mode.
Nope.
Did you say yeah or no?
Nope, have not
Oh,
touched
no.
career mode.
Fair enough.
I spent
Career
4
mode.
hours to make my character.
Yeah. The career mode basically consists of you have to jump someone on the ramp, beat them up, then Renee comes up to you and goes, "Please welcome my guest. So why did you attack him? Cool. Are you in a rivalry? Cool." I got bored shitless with that mode. Every now and again there's an actual story and then it becomes interesting, like the last part of that mode before I won the world title, where it's like, oh my god, I won the Royal Rumble, so now The Rock wants his thing, and then it's like, oh my god, now The Rock v Brock and Triple H when I activate that story, which not everyone's going to activate. And it's like, that's cool. That's cool. It should have been more of those, less of I'm beating up Tyler Breeze because fuck it, he's ahead of me in the ranking. Why did you do that? It's the only way to progress. Where's
That
the
should be
option
an
of
option.
it's the only way to progress. Yeah, I've made myself with my face, and I look awesome. Also, please tell me Richter saw my tweet. I
The
sent to him.
all bump everything?
Yay! All bump everything. That's is it wrong? That's become my main attire. Like, ironically, I'm using that way the fuck more than I am my original attire. Because I really like how it looks. Or I will say there's a glitch with that. When we play online, if I play with my original attire, people can see every logo and everything. If I play with my secondary one, no one else can see my logos. And at first, Jim was like, well, maybe it's because it's copyrighted. Then he tried with his one, which he made his own logo and stuff, and it happened to him too. His second one, we couldn't see his outfit, his logos.
Wow.
And we're like, oh, that's a weird glitch. Which that's one of my biggest complaints with this. Like I gave it an avoid because I think it's a massive step back from last year. Because they have some good stuff in there and some improvements in some regards. Like I love the new pin and submit systems and stuff. I love all that stuff. That's cool. But it seems like they concentrated more on adding more creative modes and more match types and stuff back to the point we've got more glitches than we had last year. And I don't like that. I'd rather have a better solid gameplay than I would bells and whistles. It's like, I don't know, it's like when Destiny say to you, hey, we're going to fix this game by adding an additional enemy. And you're like, oh, cool. Or we're going to improve this game by adding armor. I'm like, oh, cool, so I can customize my character more, but I kind of want better gameplay. But that might just be me. But Universe mode's been... Universe mode is better and worse depending on your perspective. I've been playing the shit out of Universe mode, Rick. Because they've added something new. I'm not sure if that's the mode I'm not sure if you played that mode or saw it when you were at Marcus's.
Doubt it.
Okay, basically with Universe mode, last year it was how it's always been, which is cool. This year they've changed it. Like there's a lot less cutscenes than there normally is, which that one may feel like a step back. However, I would argue there's only so many cutscenes, and within a year you've seen them all. And finding out that okay, the character just come out and stood there at the ringside, but when it finishes, you get a text box telling you that it was a vicious victory. I'm like, that's cool. I like that. There's also like RPG-ish, like or MMO style, depending on what you want to call them, buffs and debuffs. Like if you win a match, you get momentum. But you also get a hot streak if you keep winning matches. And the more you win, the more it stacks, and when it stacks to like a maximum of 5 per one, I think, your character becomes basically more unstoppable if he just keeps winning matches. So you get on a really hot streak. Then if you defeat someone who's on a really hot streak, you go shooting up with momentum. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Obviously, there's also character types this year. Like, there's like cocky, arrogant, and stuff, and you can set all that in universe mode. And yeah, one thing I did in universe mode was I spent a long time customizing, setting it all up. So I've got a Divas title that I have customized with my own Divas title, a Divas tag team title. Ironically, the Divas are the best part of my universe right now. I have a massive heel diva group, massive face war going on with the Divas group. I've gone through and customized Natalia and Paige's outfit and put those two in the basically like the rebellion style clothing because they're like rebels against this big heel group, and they're going to come through the crowd when I actually put them together like I'm planning to. They're going to come through the crowd shield style. And I just love the fact I could spend earlier today when I was talking to Marcus, I spent an hour or so just making Alicia Fox an outfit because I could.
I don't know how I feel about that.
She was in my heel group. They're all in black with leather outfits. She's in bright colours. I'm like, no, she needs to match them. And I decided, fuck it, I'm going to put a leather jacket on Stephanie, remove her earrings. I'm like, Alicia Fox needs a jacket. And I went through and started doing that so they match. I don't know why. Also, I did something really nerdy, but I love it. I've made Masked Kane. I've made Demon Kane. That's cool. But I also made a custom World Championship belt, Rick. That's the exact same belt. For the sole purpose of I had a base and I uploaded it with it being blank, where I've left the side panels blank. And because you can customize titles and it stays there and it still keeps the rankings and stuff if you customize the title. Say Richter wins it as Stone Cold. He goes into his options, he goes into create a belt, and then he can put like the Stone Cold skull on the side plates like they actually do nowadays. And then save it, and that'll be Austin's belt. But when Austin loses to Triple H, remove those two things and just put Triple H's logo there. I've made it for the sole purpose of being able to customize the side plates, which I did too much of, and I don't know why. But it's like I said, it's been pretty fun, and I've mixed. I know Richter may go, oh, with this one. NXT is not its own brand in my universe. I mixed NXT with SmackDown. And I made it so that it's basically SmackDown is like a breeding ground for wrestlers I don't want to use right now, and wrestlers who need some extra momentum. A couple of legends who I feel like Billy Gunn and Kevin Nash and stuff. I'm like, you see them all the time. They're still doing stuff now, but I don't want to put them on the main roster. I'm officially thinking of them as trainers, so I've put them on my SmackDown list to help out the new guys. Like, I had Dean Ambrose, and I'm like, Dean Ambrose likes weapons. Fuck it. I'm literally gonna job out Cactus Jack to Dean Ambrose and push him up, then put the World Heavyweight title on him. And I did that because I could. And I'm like, why not? And then what you can also do, Rick, is you can go through and you can turn off who appears and who doesn't on smaller shows. Like Brock Lesnar will not be appearing on house shows. Because he wouldn't appear on house shows. I've turned him off for house shows. However, on the SmackDown brand, I turned all the NXT stars and a couple of others, but mainly the NXT stars. I put them all on. They will do smaller shows, and I made NXT SmackDown smaller house show. So therefore, NXT still gets its people, and SmackDown still has its good roster. It's having my cake and eating it too. But yeah,
cake.
Yes, but yeah, cake. But yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with that and customizing stuff and all that. And I will say, I am hopeful that some of the glitches will get worked out better than I have been in the past. I'm not sure if you are, Rick. Because how long was the game? The game was out like a week. And within its first week, we got a patch that addressed a load of issues people were complaining about, as well as adding stuff to use the new move pack, which is in the season pass. But as well as doing that, they also fixed loads of the bugs in their new update. So I'm like, cool. Unlike the last ones, who you'd get an update, and you're like, oh, cool, it's a patch. Oh, it's just to add the DLC. This one, it's like, wait, they're actually fixing stuff. This is awesome. This could be really cool. Until they just realize, nah, let's stop. Enough time's come before the new game. Let's stop. I'll buy the next one. But yeah, I've been enjoying that. So over to Rick.
Okay, first, yeah, I also played some Payday 2. Pretty fun, weird to have to start over, but we got some really good experience. We did some overkill missions that we strangely won.
It gets better, Rick.
Uh-huh.
Today, with Crispy, me, Pew, and Crispy accidentally ended up stealthing an entire mission.
Wow.
Well, not an entire mission, an entire day of a mission. But it was, the one where you have to get the paintings?
Yeah.
We got the paintings. Then in the middle section, we stealthed it and got all the paintings to the drop point without ever being detected.
Wow.
Because like two of the guys that were detecting us, both me and Crispy had the same thought of telling them to get the fuck down on the floor and quickly tying them as hostages. And then we could just stealth the whole thing.
Wow.
And we were like, wait, we stealthed that? I didn't know you could stealth that part.
I didn't know you could either.
Yeah, we were all like, what? We don't know what's going on here. Don't worry, I made up for it in the next section. When we're like, we could stealth this section, smash with my shovel through the skylight, shoot the guy in the face, and Chris be like, oh, for God's sake, because alarm goes off. I'm like, what did I do? I shot the guy. And I thought stealth because he can't report me.
Yeah, and then other game I was playing this week is Divinity Original Sin. I was playing that co-op with Wife Blade, and that game's really fun. It seems really complicated, and it kind of is, but once you get into it, it's a lot of it makes more sense. But there's a lot of, and it's like you can force split screen, which is definitely a better option, so it doesn't like when you're close, it won't pair you to, it won't like merge the screen, although it does for battle if both people do it. But it's kind of cool because you can just run off on your own. Like, you can't go everywhere, but like on the overworld map, you could do that in some of the dungeons. You can go in without the other person like nearby. So like online Diablo, where like you can go different places. It's kind of like that, which is crazy for split screen.
Nice.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It has a lot of, the battles are weird because they really rely on elemental effect or like environment stuff. So like there'll be oil on the ground which will slow you, but if you light it on fire, it'll explode, and barrels, and electrocute the water, and also fuck the electricity because it's way too, like, it goes farther than it should, and it always stuns, which is annoying because you lose 2 turns. But and it's like you're supposed to and you can use these to your advantage, but it always feels like it's way harder to do that, and it's way easier for the enemy to take advantage of it. So now that my mage has a fire spell, I just try to, if I see the oil or the stuff, I blow it up before the fight, because I'm like, nah, I don't want to deal with this crap. And I'll like blow it up, and then there's fire everywhere, and then I use rain, so it'll put out the fire. Then there's just smoke, which is harder to see through. But it's actually really fun. Kind of unforgiving though. Like, fights can go really bad really fast. But yeah, fun game. I think we played it for like 20 hours so far, and we're not even done with like the first act. I don't know how many there are, but we're close to the end of it. We solved the murder, I'll put it that way, without spoiling anything. But it's pretty fun.
Was
I
it
definitely
a
recommend. No, it ended in a way I didn't. I was like, what? Like, it's not like a exactly a murder mystery. You find it out as you go along, but it did not go the way I thought it was gonna go. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a couple of times though where we were like, it's not always immediately clear what to do, and the quest log doesn't offer hints. It just kind of tells you the last thing you found out. So you kind of have to search around and figure out some things, which can be annoying because there's somewhere it's like, oh look, here's a puzzle you have to figure out, and there's no help in the game whatsoever. It's like, oh, just poke around at this stuff and you'll do it. And if your stats high enough, then you can find it. And it's like, oh, that sucks, but pretty fun. All right, that brings us to our topic, which is the Activision Studio. Did it have an official name? Do you remember? Or is it just?
I don't think it did.
Okay. We're gonna call it Activision Studio. At least I will. But what did they officially say that it was for Call of Duty movies and a Skylanders TV show? Do you remember? Because I remember that's what you mentioned, but I didn't know if that was like.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a Skylanders animated, and I believe what they're doing is a series of Call of Duty like documentaries and films, like a shared universe of Call of Duty.
The Skylanders thing, that's really cool. I know my kids would like to watch the Skylanders cartoon. That's a really, really good idea.
It sounds like you can just watch the show. You don't need to buy all of them now.
No, that'll make them want to buy more.
I'm just saying, with some people would try to do that.
Well, I can't wait for the Call of Duty films. It'll be like Saving Private Ryan, with Ryan's privates up and down, up and down, up and down, and anyone he's killed.
Yes.
Like, I need someone to be like, oh my god, I'm doing a 360-degree sniper shot, woo!
Yes, and then they get murdered horribly.
Don't worry guys, I know what to do here. What's that? Hides inside the rock. Haha, they can't get me out. No, my gun! My one weakness! And they stab him in the gun. Oh. So, picking that up next week. Black Ops 3, picking that up next week.
Oh, I thought you were going to get it in January.
Oh, I said I was going to wait and see when I could get it, and I was like, I can probably get it this month.
Gotcha.
Because we were waiting because we were getting my nephew his birthday gift and stuff, and it turns out it's actually cheaper.
Mm.
So I was like, cool.
Nice.
So I can play Rick on that.
Yay. Yay. I don't have it installed, though, so.
You got a week. No.
I don't think I have room. I'd have to delete something.
Delete. It's PS4. Delete Payday. No. I'm kidding, man.
But yeah, Call of Duty movies can be pretty good. I guess they're the Warcraft movie isn't under this, right?
No, I don't think it is.
I assume they think it's going to do well enough that they can make a studio.
Maybe they're going to make a studio to do their own films, but this one, the Warcraft's one, more like a big budget theatrical one, which that could work. I could totally see them doing a Warcraft show. Yeah,
I could see that.
It ties into the films. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. style, but with goodness.
There you go. Well, I could see even maybe smaller movies that aren't that are more focused. So it's less like the overarching thing and more maybe like following some of the characters, so you can get to learn about them and some of the backstory, and be like just smaller stuff instead of like the giant, humans versus orcs. But
I could see that. I'd also like it because I didn't realize it was Blizzard. I want to see a Diablo show. Where, say, Series 1 is the Monk story, Series 2 is the Witch's story, Series 3 is something else, and just do, mini-series of each one, and then the last one will be them as a group going against, Diablo or something. I think that'd be fun. Or as a group going through the missions. I think that'd be amazing.
That could be pretty cool, show their backstories.
Yeah, show their backstories and also just give more story to the killing waves of guys, because they'll be reacting to it more. They won't be doing like us of like, so yeah, logging on tomorrow to do the next recording. It's just going through waves of guys. Treasure Goblin!
I kind of want them to do that though. They're just mowing down groups of guys and be like, "Oh man, did you see that show last night? Yeah, that was so weird. No, I liked it. No, that was stupid. What is wrong with you? No, that was pretty fun. The way they had the character arc and they're sitting there just murdering guys, discussing water cooler shit.
That would also be amazing. What they should do as well is run a contest on the channel where if you're watching it, every now and again in the corner of the screen, a treasure goblin will appear. And if you can tweet when it was that it happened, like if you could tweet, "Oh my god, treasure goblin now," and take a screenshot or whatever, however they want to do it, and you can prove that you saw the treasure goblin, not just looking on Twitter for other people's,
Right.
or something like that. You could win actual cash. Like the treasure goblin could give you some prizes. Like, "Oh my god, I found the treasure goblin. I just won Call of Duty T-shirts." And like I just won the Call of Duty season pass. That makes me want to go and buy the game.
There you go.
And what do you think, Oddly Quiet Pew?
I was thinking that it would be pretty awesome if they have good production value and not just, kind of shitty. Because I see a lot of people think, "Oh, this is going to be super awesome." It just right on its awesomeness, but no, you gotta put real work in. I hope that, I imagine Skylanders or something would do a Jimmy Neutron kind of style. And I could see that working, or some kind of would be like the game, some kind of three-dimensional thing. That would look cool.
Yeah, I don't think their films and shows will look, say, with the budget of with the budget of some of their games like Destiny, but
Nothing has the budget of Destiny.
Destiny shouldn't have had the budget of Destiny.
That's true.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, though, Xbox did a series of their own stuff, and I used this as an example when we did the Star Trek one. I loved that Halo one, where it's about the students with the were inside the same place, and then you had the invisible guy hunting them in the classroom, so it was an excuse to not show him all the time. But they did some cool tricks with that made it a great story, and it felt like it was part of the Halo world, but yet at the same time felt like its own thing. And I was like, it obviously didn't have a big budget in terms of overarching compared to most films and stuff, but god damn it, that felt wonderful.
Here's a question. Call of Duty, a movie or TV show, what is that going to be rated? Because is it going to be rated for what it's supposed to be rated, as in the game, or who actually plays it?
It'll be rated like the films. It'll be rated about the same age rating as Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan, or Steven Spielberg's Pacific Rim, or whatever it was called.
Is that an M?
Steven Spielberg's Pacific Rim.
It might not be Pacific Rim. There was one. It was something specific something. It looked basically like Saving Private Ryan, the show. Everyone was talking about it for the longest time.
I imagine Private Ryan would be M. I don't know.
Brothers?
I don't think it was that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what a Pacific Rim was rated.
Awesome.
But I don't exactly. Was it rated M? I don't know if they did a lot of swearing or sex or anything.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't R. There is no movie M rating.
The M equivalent,
To be fair, Pew, you can also get away with it in other ways. I say to you, Terminator's a really violent franchise. Its new film is rated PG-13.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for it?
Yeah, it still looks cool. I'm still gonna give it a try.
Okay.
I have it right here.
No, if you buy Terminator at certain Walmarts, holy shit, the whole thing will explode with alarms because you're buying an R, or at least I think one of the Terminators was R.
Yeah, 1 and 2 were, and I think 3 was too. Which how did that work out?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Everybody in Walmart think
for 1 and 2.
makes everybody think you're stealing something with the mature alarm that goes off. This is mature content. Are you sure you're allowed to buy this? Woo, woo, woo. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I'm like, yeah, but I was like, they've turned franchises that are rated R into PG stuff before now, PG-13, so that could work.
Yeah, I think if it's
In
PG-13,
theory,
they'll be
yeah.
very successful, and at least among the age rating.
Yeah.
So I think that would work out pretty freaking well for them.
I mean, hell, if they can get the rights off Capcom, they could easily make a Walking Dead style Dead Rising show. Well, actually, it'd be more like Zombieland because Dead Rising has a lot of humor.
Oh, I like Zombieland.
I wasn't insulting Zombieland.
No, I'm saying I liked
I
it.
love
Like I like it. Like I hope
film.
there's more things like it.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I wanted the Amazon pilot to get actually done. But people are like, oh, it doesn't have the same actors. We're not even going to give it a chance. It's like, really?
Why?
Well, I mean, if that had been the case, we never would have got the awesomeness that was Josh Whedon's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Fact.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and we ended up getting a better actress in the film, better characters in the film, better acting and directing in the film, and just all-round betterness. It's like the universe was bigger. But people nowadays are like, oh my god, it's different, so we're not going to try it?
Does not compute. But yeah, I always get nervous when like freaking video games try to go for TV and movies and stuff. But lately, it's been working out better for them. So yeah, you're starting to slowly gain my trust in the sense that I'm like hoping you won't like make me feel utter betrayal. It's like I don't want you to hurt me again.
All video game movies need is, and I'm going to use this example, is a Bryan Singer's X-Men or Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Or like Iron Man.
Oh yeah, I was including Iron Man because like, even Marvel mentioned Iron Man came about because of X-Men.
Yep.
And Spider-Man and stuff, which launched superhero films to being a big thing. Then the Batman Begins reinvigorated it. So I'm like, that's cool. I feel like video game movies, every time we see them, people are like, ugh, like they were when they saw like Catwoman or Batman and Robin and stuff.
Not everything's Super Mario Brothers, guys.
Well, Catwoman's a bad example because that came out during some of the good stuff, but like Batman and Robin and some of the other stuff, and some of the other superhero films are like, ugh, superhero film, ugh. You need something that makes them go, oh my god, it's based on a video game, yes!
Mm-hmm.
Like nowadays, we even have TV shows that are based on comics that people hadn't even heard of. Like, not many people had read the comic iZombie.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a comic. In fact, I just saw it on Netflix. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, like not many people had read the Walking Dead comics until the show.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's cool that stuff like that's now becoming a thing. And which means we now need something like, as much as I don't like the games, I think Uncharted is probably the best bet for that.
I can see that being like a show.
I mean, Uncharted on the PlayStation end, they're doing the movie of Uncharted. And I'm like, basically with Uncharted and a load of games like that nowadays, they're almost films anyway, with just interactive bits of violence.
Is that still happening?
I don't know. But I think Uncharted would be a good thing for it. Like, the Warcraft film could be great. I just feel the Warcraft film, for lack of a better term, is on skaty ground. But I don't know if you guys would agree with that.
I don't know. Not like huge into Warcraft.
The only reason I say the Warcraft film's on say shaky grounds, Pierre, is I'm sure Rick has seen people say this as well. They had a poster up of what it was going to look like on a few sites. Mm-hmm. All the sites, I kept seeing people say, "Oh God, this looks like a poor Lord of the Rings."
The one that made me laugh was the the shot of that dude in his armor, and somebody's like, "Oh, I fixed it," and they gave him like giant shoulder pads, and I was like, "Oh my god, it looks like World of Warcraft." I was like, they need to just do that. They won't. It'll be like the newer Ninja Turtles, where like somebody took off their noses and they look perfectly fine, and they're like, no, we'll leave them like this. So I know they won't have the awesomely big shoulder pads that made them look legit, but they should.
Yeah. Yes, they should. Which it's one of those. But when I saw people responding to it, when they saw about like, oh, it's got orcs and stuff like that, and I saw people saying, oh, it's just gonna be a poor Lord of the Rings or a poor Hobbit, and I'm like,
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm like, just because it's a similar thing, I understand it may be an answer to some, like, the reason this film may have come through is because of The Hobbit and stuff like that getting more and more popular. I understand that. Doesn't mean it's a clone if it's based on something that was made before those films, and I know the films were made based on a book that came out before those games, but still, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and World of Warcraft doesn't have its own like intense like story or whatever.
It's got its own story. It does things in a different way. It's just a similar genre.
Yeah, I think the orcs are from like a different planet and stuff, so it's very different for people.
And
yeah,
all those fucking characters have eyebrows that go outside their face, and that drives me nuts. I hate them all. I hate all the eyebrows that go outside your face. No, that cover with a I don't think
all of them do.
But a lot of them.
The elves do it.
And I don't know, it just makes me crazy. Like, I can understand a mustache, like you could grow your mustache long, but I don't think like that could actually happen with eyebrows. Like you can grow them outside your face.
That's just being racist.
Yeah, and I don't think you can actually grow hair like Heihachi, but you can still have it.
Exactly. You have like gel or something, whatever. But like
no, not like that. He doesn't gel it.
I mean, or Final Fantasy hair, we got that gravity-defying hair, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, and start yelling at Cloud, and then for his hair too.
I just but it's still attached to his head. I feel like you're growing eyebrows the wrong way.
They're still attached though.
Barely.
They look weird. I'm not debating that. It's just kind of funny that you're like, oh, the eyebrows aren't allowed to stick out. The hair can.
The hair can. That's fine. I'm used to that.
Hair from Street Fighter, but we can't have eyebrows that do that.
Maybe it's just the profile. It just ruins the character's profile for me.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, Pure. It's a fantasy thing. Let it go.
It just so bothers me. I just want to go around.
It's like,
I want to play World of Warcraft eyebrow trim simulator.
It's like if your parents both die in front of you, because you learned martial arts in a couple of places doesn't suddenly give you the ability to predict all the things.
I don't know. It's just I hate it. I hate it.
Now we figured out what Marcus is doing today. He's like, today's the day I become Batman.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, because Batman's already a person, and it's James. Gordon Pugh, James Gordon.
Played by James.
Played by James.
Played by James. Mustache can't grow outside his face.
But yeah, the Activision studio, especially with Blizzard stuff as well, that could be cool. There is a lot of possibilities here.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like it's a weird choice for Activision.
It is, considering they bought Candy Crush Saga maker like 3 days before. I was like, wait, how much money do you have? You used like all of your offshore bank account for half of it.
They have all that Destiny, Call of Duty, and Guitar Hero DLC monies.
But you forget, Rick. That's going to be their next movie, Candy Crush the movie.
Yeah. I hope not.
Condescending crush pose.
They probably bought it just so they couldn't run out of hearts and they could complete the game.
Come with me and you'll see that this is Candy Crush made by Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Crush.
Yes.
Call of the Crush. Now it's a dating sim.
That's going to be a thing now in the next Call of Duty after
World
this.
of War crush. Uh-huh.
And I'm predicting that's going to be a thing, Rick. In the next game, now that they own both and stuff like that, the next Call of Duty game, you're going to have a grenade. But what you do is you open up an iPhone, you put Candy Crush, and you throw it. and players will suddenly go, ooh, and watch other players play, and it'll distract them, so you can just walk up and go, pew, headshot.
I'd take that.
But are they still gonna have the stuff where, oh no, I can't shoot this next person unless my friend sends me a thing. My friend
Maybe
needs to send me more ammo.
That's how you'll respawn. You should be like, oh, I died in multiplayer. Someone send me a life, and you'll just spam it out to your friends list. That can only end well.
Yep. It'd be like playing Team Fortress all over again. I need a medic, I need a medic, I need a medic, I need a medic. You're on full health. I need a medic, I need a medic, I need a medic. Oh, you will do if you keep pressing that fucking button.
That's why I felt like they said I need an Uber button, just so you can say not the word medic, so I can just ignore you.
Yeah. But then they'd still do that because they're like, how can I ignore me if I say Uber? I need a medic. That's why I should have the ability to reach through the screen, so if someone says I can just grab them and just start whacking their face against the keyboard over and over and over again. And I'd be like, yeah, you do need a medic, don't you? But it's the boy that cried wolf, and then go back into the screen.
I would prefer that they make that as opposed to VR. I would support that on Kickstarter.
Rifter doesn't like VR.
No, I like it fine. I would just much rather have the ability to reach through the screen and smash someone's face for being an asshole online. That's what I think we need to put our money into.
I can agree with that. Sorry, the way you worded that, I was like, wow, I didn't know he hated VR. That's weird.
I just want some guy he like swats somebody and he's like, ha, and a hand just comes through the screen, grabs his hair, just bang, 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 and then just goes back. He's like, I shouldn't have done that. And his like nose is bloody and he's missing a tooth.
SWAT someone. Wait, what happened? Allow me to explain. Yeah. Oh, okay. So then the SWAT team just put their gun through the screen, open fire on his room. So the guy's like, oh shit, this is the dog.
Like that weird 80s, not 80s movie, but trying to be 80s movie where they shot the gun through the phone and the bullets came out the other side of the phone.
That can happen. You just gotta know exactly how to shoot it and steer it down the wires. It can happen.
The wire's curved, though.
You've never seen bullet bending?
No, I haven't seen bullet bending.
That's what Wanted or whatever.
Thank you, Rick, for being one of the only people I know that's seen that. Where it's like,
I haven't seen it. Cool, I just remember the commercials. I haven't seen the movie yet. But...
That movie wasn't terrible, and I loved the thing where she's like, moves her hand around, and because she's swung her hand and fires, the bullet goes round and comes out. I'm like, that's awesome. That should totally work. And then when I saw Mythbusters, I'm like, ah.
Is it terrible that, like, when you said that, I just imagined, like, Toph in some kind of modern-day society where she's using her metal bending, and that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yes. Yes. One of the things that I loved the fact that Mythbusters put that myth down as plausible, despite proving you couldn't do it. They had to put it down as plausible because they went, but the film does state it can only be people with this magic blood. And since we don't have magic blood, we can't exactly say it's not confirmed, so we're going to have to put it as plausible. And you're pretty much going out your way to say it's not true, but we're going to have to say this because magic, damn it.
That hurts. Thank God they're ending then.
Yeah, Mythbusters went downhill when they got rid of the other three.
Wow. Was that after that? Because
that was just during that.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah. Well, it says that only people with magic blood can do it, so we can't say it's... I would just, like, punch my screen and be like, okay, we're done here.
Yeah, it's because they got told to do that by one of the studios of paying for their advertisement, so they did it. And like they said, they can't exactly say no. It'd be like if you're using, like, the Force, you can't say, well, it can't happen because I've waved my hand, because they've got powers, and it's like, oh. We're saying so I told you it was like plausible. It's like, but for people without powers, not possible. That's cool. Yeah, did you ever see that, Rick? The new series of MythBusters after the other three left?
No, I stopped watching it because I didn't have cable, and then I heard that they
I
got rid of the 3, and I was like, oh, what the hell? And then I was like, wait, they're still going, assholes. And then you mentioned the Star Wars one where it seemed very sponsored.
Yeah, the Star Wars one was very sponsored, and that was when the other three were there, sadly. But they got rid of those three, and I went to watch the new series, and I did try watching it because I was like, it could be like season 1 where it was just the two of them. That was fucking awesome. I almost threw up in my mouth from just the opening. Where the opening of the new series, like all these cool hipster like animations and graphics, like touching a computer and all these stuff come out. I'm like, what?
No, was it like Saved by the Bell? Because that's what I'm kind of imagining right now.
No, it was like most of the shows when they try to make them like cool and hip for the current audience.
Okay.
That Saved by the Bell was literally just an intro for a normal TV show. This was like when they change a TV show to suddenly make it cool, and you're like, I don't like that branding. No, can't unsee.
See, I'm just imagining you doing a spit take out, drinking your Coca-Cola, watching it, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And then what they did was they then basically, with the new ones, Adam and Jamie kept talking way too long about myths. And I say myths, and I'm using air quotes, but yeah, they talked way too much about the ones they were doing. It wasn't like last time, where they sort of give you details and stuff, and that's cool. This one, they went way too much to try and tell you, and I understand why about the science of what they're doing, but it was really fucking boring, yet trying to seem cool at the same time. I'm like, sorry, we're done, and I just stopped watching after halfway through the first series like that. I'm like, no, I'm done.
Well,
I like how you apologize to your TV. Sorry, I'm done. I liked you, but we can't be friends anymore.
I wasn't apologizing to my TV. I was apologizing to my satellite box
Okay.
for making you have to remember that on this recording.
yeah.
Suddenly you'll remember that.
TiVo has noticed you recorded Adam Sandler's Pixels. We recommend suicide. I want that to be a thing.
Well, there was this joke thing on Amazon where it's like people who buy this item often buy a stool, some rope, you know.
Oh yeah, I've seen those pictures. Out loud and stuff. It's funny.
It's like, oh my god, it's amazing.
It is, but yeah, Activision have a load of cool properties. I can't remember. Does Activision still own Spyro?
I think they do because that's their lead thing on.
Sorry, not Spyro. Crash.
Oh, I don't know.
Did they actually make Crash Bandicoot? I couldn't remember.
They did for a while. That's why at one point they bought Crash Bandicoot, so that's why we had like Spyro in Crash and Crash in Spyro. Available now on xhamster.com. No. The game.
I thought Naughty Dog made that.
They did, but I think Activision at least helped publish some of them from in 2009-ish. So I thought they may have owned it temporarily.
Yeah, they publish it now, 2008 to present, apparently.
Yeah, because I'm assuming Naughty Dog doesn't make them anymore because Naughty Dog seems to only make PlayStation games.
Yeah. Once they had that Uncharted money, they're like, haha, we need nothing else.
That's not true. They got that fuck you knack money.
Not even Sony has fuck you knack money.
That was never on the PS Plus games.
It wasn't.
I know. I keep waiting for it to be. I'm like, you got to do it at this point. Nobody gives a shit about that game.
Yeah,
they're just like,
it should be on Plus. I will agree. By now, it should be on Plus. I will say I was disappointed to find so many people didn't give that game a try. I was like, oh.
I didn't. I bought it for like $3 digitally when it was on sale.
Yeah, they were like, most people were like, no, at launch we must buy recycled HD remakes. Wow. Oh my god, I'm using my console to play The Last of Us. This is amazing. You could do that with your last console. Yeah, but not in this much D. This has all the Ds. This has more Ds than the title of Piranha 3DD.
See, those people need to have their D shoved up their A.
Well, I would have given that a try, but I tried it before it came out at PAX, and it sounded like they didn't fix my issues with it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Screw you too.
yeah, that's fair enough. If you had issues with it and stuff, that makes sense. A lot of people just like, oh, it looks too cartoony. Oh, and I'm like, what? Or oh, it looks like a completely new concept. Well, yes, that's what a new game is. But it annoyed me that more people didn't give it a try, but were trying, like I mentioned, like the HD remakes. Like some of the new titles that were launched at the beginning, I was like, wait, so sequels and remakes are all that's selling this gen? Oh god, and yeah, that's all that seems to be selling this gen is sequels and remakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad, really. Because it's amazing as well, because people are complaining with movies, oh, they're just rebooting stuff. Oh, Hollywood doesn't make any new films. It's like, yes, they do. You just don't watch them. I mean, did you watch 12 Years a Slave? Oh, I didn't watch 1 to 11 Years a Slave. It's not a sequel. No, I don't think people say that, but when it's like
1 to 11 years. Oh, God, this sounds like so horrible. Like each movie, I'm still a slave. Wonder what's going to be in the third year.
To be fair, the third year they mixed it up by making it called something like what was it? It was like 3 Years a Slave, Witch Town. But when it was all about toy making, it was kind of shit. So they went straight back to the original Slave for the fourth.
Okay, I'm familiar with that's a reference to.
Halloween.
Town?
No, the good Halloween films.
The first one? I don't know.
Exactly, the first one was good.
Yeah.
Some of the sequels weren't terrible. It's got more good sequels than Pew's Halloween Town.
There you go. I just always love the phrase, like they weren't entirely terrible.
Yeah, some of them aren't terrible. I mean, they're watchable and they're pretty fun. But yeah, no, I know there was a point there, but like I said, my point with that was just people always complain about the remakes and stuff like that with the films, yet don't watch the new ones. But when they go to the games, and that's all they play is sequels and remakes. It's like, I don't get this. It seems like two contradicting theories or thoughts. And I'm not saying all sequels to games are bad. Like, for example, the one that Pew's playing at the moment, and Wifeblade is, and Richter will soon be, Fallout 4. It didn't just come out straight after Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big gap. They've clearly worked on it. I have no problem with that.
It's really cool they're trying a bunch of new concepts too.
Yeah.
Which people don't instantly condemn.
However, I normally end up buying like Call of Duty and the wrestling and stuff, but I also admit they're yearly titles. They shouldn't be the only ones that sell that year. Like we had what was it? We had like Destiny or something like that, or it was something launched, and people were talking about, oh my god, it launched, it's the greatest new franchise ever. And then quickly got shattered by like GTA 5 records and stuff like that. It kind of makes me, I don't know. It's like we're never going to get a new great series if no one tries them. That may be just depressing in its own level. I'm sorry. But the Activision thing, like that, it could be cool. I also feel like the Activision studio, they could, if they want to, make non-Activision's TV shows.
They could.
Like, they could make some original content. Good luck with that. Or they could make...
It's easier to say anything of original content.
Yeah. Or if they could, do some licensed stuff for some of the stuff you got licenses for that aren't maybe getting new stuff. Like, they got the license to the Hasbro games. Let Hasbro release new Transformers cartoons on there instead of internationally, because we don't have the hub.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff could work. I don't know if they'll do that. Well, part of me thinks they should start small with like one or two, see how it goes, but I kind of feel like they won't. They'll go all in with money that I have no idea where they got it from.
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding. Bag of money ball.
Save
they're
the
gonna make the
bottomless
sequel
pit.
to that.
Yeah.
Moneyball 2, Money Baller.
And then they can have the ones that's M-rated. Money Brawler.
I also feel they should possibly mix it up a bit and do something slightly original, something genius, and something really fucking cheap. Get a small studio size thing built or set up like like NXT size arena, and just put on like weekly Call of Duty matches with select like e-gamers and stuff like that who are trying to get big and stuff. Not the actual biggest ones. Get the really small esports ones, the ones who are just starting off, so they're not going to make like League of Legends money. Can't believe it's a thing. But and get like color commentators, like because you could see like with commentators and stuff and presenting it instead of it being like, for example, what's the name of it? Instead of it going on to like, what's that channel now? ESPN or whatever it's called. And it's just treated like any other sport. I feel like they should present it more like the wrestling or like a game show or sort of mix, you know what I mean? That type of stuff, so it's more entertaining for gamers.
Yeah.
With contests and stuff. Get us to know these E-stars before, and that way these E-stars are getting their names out there. They're going to move up. And then we can get the new ones. It could be like a training ground for E-stars, but it could be something you could tune in every week and follow one star constantly. Or all the stars, if that makes sense at once. Like join this thing, and you could be like, oh, I really like this star. Let's see how they do in this tournament. Oh, that's cool. And put it on their Activision channel with just Activision games, and it's cross promotion between all your studios. You're gonna make money back somewhere.
It's true. So anything else, or should we close it out, you think?
We can close out if you want.
All right. So there you have it. Our thoughts on the Activision Studios shows and movies or whatever, and some of the stuff we did in this week in the news. So I'd like to thank everyone. Yeah.
I can't wait till Activision does a TV show. It's gonna have a season pass. Can you imagine having to buy a whole season of a TV show? Oh.
All right. All right. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Come back next week and here's some more catch up with a game that I'm betting you haven't heard of. But see you next week.
Dynasty Warriors 10 Alpha?
No.
Okay, see you next week.